Spectator causes crash at Tour de France shocked all in attendance. Cycling's most well-known event saw carnage unfold as a result of a fan impeding a rider. Cyclists collided while competing for a sprint finish as a fan unexpectedly stepped onto the track. The scene was chaotic as riders quickly reacted to the obstacle. Some cyclists were unable to swerve in time, leading to numerous riders being involved in the crash. Spectators immediately ran to help the cyclists on the tarmac. The extent of damage was not clear, but some photos suggested there were broken bikes and bruised bodies. Riders were seen to be in pain and crying after the incident. Questions were raised about safety and how this obstruction was allowed to occur on the track. Checks will now be done to ensure the track is free from any kind of hindrance. It was a terrible end to a thrilling stage, with the winners now overshadowed by the incident that transpired. Fans had been so excited to see the race go through this particular route. Some commenters argue that the race should be cancelled and that it is the fault of the spectator that riders were hurt. Others point out that it is not the fault of the fan but an unfortunate accident. Injury reports are still coming in, and the extent of the injuries could be known when medics and paramedics examine the victims. It is unclear how long the cyclists will take to return to the sport. Public outcry was clear as many sports fans expressed their shock and outrage at how the incident was allowed to happen. They demanded that the organizers do more to protect riders on the track. Tour de France authorities assure they are taking the incident seriously and that more precautionary measures will be taken to ensure the safety of cyclists and fans. The now iconic scene will be remembered as a reminder of how spectators can affect the trajectory of the race. Its reputation has been tainted by what happened during the stage. Riders were forced to deal with the impact of the crash as they pushed themselves for the finish line. Many had wanted to demonstrate their resilience, but some were eliminated. An array of punctured wheels and fractured frames littered the ground as the ambulance came to the scene. Fearing the worst and hoping for the best, the fans watched on in silence. The motorbikes revved hard as the medics rushed to the athletes to check their vitals. Seemingly every corner of the course was filled with personnel trying to provide care to the cyclists. The fractures and bruises that were visible among some of the athletes sent a chill down the spectators' spines. It was as if the race had momentarily stopped and everyone held their breath. Rumors began to circulate that said the culprit was a spectator trying to join in on the race and that a wheel had hit him. Rescue teams were quickly dispatched to the scene. In order to protect the riders, Tour de France organizers have now implemented rules against spectator run-ins and have become more stringent with police control. Riders and cycling fans alike were relieved when it was reported that all the cyclists had been released from the hospital and were in a stable condition. Nevertheless, the question of how the crash occurred still stands. Why was a spectator on the track and what did he intend? These questions remain unanswered. Some spectators were quick to put the blame on the organizers for not having safety measures in place and for not doing enough to protect the athletes. There was a divide between commentators and viewers when it comes to reaction to the incident. Some feel that it was a complete accident that was out of the organizers' control. The Tour de France will continue on, but with careful scrutiny to make sure that spectators understand the risks of stepping onto the line of professional cyclists. A strict list of guidelines has been compiled to ensure that spectators respect the professional cyclists and stay in their viewing areas. Moving forward, the Tour de France organizers have promised that further measures will be taken to better protect professional cyclists from spectators. More paramedics will be located along the course to ensure that should any incident occur, the athletes can receive medical attention quickly.